Okay, hi guys, welcome back to 25 Sweet Peas. Today for you, I'm going to be showing you how to create some story add-ons. So by add-ons, today we are actually just going to be going over like framing for stories like on Instagram. So whenever you post, you don't have to use filters and things, that you can actually just put on your own art or illustrations or whatever you want to do, make it match what you're posting, and just have some fun with it. I'm going to be using Procreate. So long as you have an iPad that runs Procreate, you can do this. We're not going to get into any animation today. It's just going to be super basic. And I'm also going to be using default brushes in Procreate. But of course, any brushes that you have will work. I just wanted to make sure that I was showing you guys things that everybody would have as long as you have the app. So first off, since we're going to be making things for Instagram stories today, we are going to open up a canvas the size of your Instagram stories. So an Instagram story is basically the same size as like a YouTube video. It's just going vertically. So that is this size right here. I don't know if I can make it any bigger. I'll show you quick. It is 1080 for the width and 1920 for the height. I always work at just a high DPI. 300 will work. I don't really know why this is 500. It doesn't change your maximum layers or anything, but this file, at least I'm running on an older iPad, so I'm sure even bigger, more powerful iPads will be able to go way beyond, but honestly, you don't need much layer space for this, so don't worry about that. I'm going to save, and I'm just going to open my Instagram story template. Maybe. Okay, so now we have an Instagram story template here. This is the exact same size if you open up Instagram stories. And actually, if you are watching this on YouTube and you also have a YouTube channel, if you rotate it this way, you are the exact same size as like a YouTube thumbnail. So you can also use it in this orientation to create a frame or something for a YouTube video. But today, since we're mainly focusing on Instagram stories, I will show you that part here, and I'll kind of explain the differences between the two as we go so you guys fully know and understand what we're doing here. So first things first, because this is going to be going on top of a picture, we're actually going to go ahead and turn off the background. So now you have absolutely nothing here. It just looks like you have like the shape of your Instagram story. And that means whenever you save this, we're going to save it so it has a transparent background. Now, for this time, we are just going to do some wavy squiggly lines because that's super simple and fun too. So we're going to be using a flat brush, which can be found in the painting section in your Procreate brushes. And you can totally do whatever you want with this, but I'm going to make the brush, let's see, that's a little too big. I'm going to take it down. We got about 8%. So I'm actually just going to take it off here like that. I'm going to do it in this corner too. And if you want to do it on all the corners, you could. I'm going to leave it like that. So now we have the orange ones. I'm going to go ahead and create another layer. Just that way I don't have to like mess anything up. I'm going to go in with a darker orange shade. And I'm going to follow the same lines. I went off there, so I'm going to zoom in here and follow that. Because we're using the flat brush, you've got some really nice like sharp edges. Going to do the same thing on this side. And right here. So now those are on separate layers. I'm going to add another layer, and I'm just going to do one more color, which I'm going to take it to like this corally shade. And I don't know, this is an awkward shape. Gonna follow that here. Didn't quite get it all the way there. Here we go. Do the same thing here. And this one, we're not gonna fill it in completely. There will be a little bit of a gap there. And that is what I want that to look like. I don't need to like hurt any of these, so I'm actually going to go ahead and merge all of these. If I needed to go through and straighten something out, or I realized I had like a weird speck of color in the middle, I could go in, find what layer it's on, and erase it at this point, but we are all good. So I'm going to merge them. And we have a framing here. So to export this, all we have to do is go to the little wrench up here, press your share button, and for this we want to share it as a PNG. So make sure your background color is off, which if you guys followed the beginning, you already have that. It is off. Then you're gonna, like I said, go to wrench, go to share, and you're gonna save it as a PNG. You're gonna save image, export successful. And at this point, if you have like your phone nearby, you actually don't have, if you're using an iPhone, you don't have to save it to your iPad. You can actually press airdrop and then you can share it to your device that is nearby, probably what you post on Instagram. But maybe use your iPad. I don't know. I wish Instagram was actually like optimized for an iPad too, but it's not. But it's really important that you have it as a PNG. So now that I have it saved as a PNG, if I go to my photos and I go to the most recent one, it's going to look like pretty weird here. It's got the white and you're like, what's going on? So what you do there is if you tap it, the white disappears, which means this black section is all transparent. The only thing that's going to show up is the colored lines that we did, which is really cool. Okay, now we are back and we're going to make another version and we're going to have this one be a bit more symmetrical. So I still have the same exact file open that I had earlier. So this was our first piece. You can rename this. I'm just going to put frame 1. I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to add another layer on top. Now for this one, we are going to do some cute little daisies. I'm going to go ahead and grab pure white. If you double tap in this corner of your wheel, it'll take you to the purest white form. Same if you go down here, it'll turn it to a pure black. But like I said, we're going to do daisies, so we need white. Now I want this to kind of mirror itself. So what we are going to do for this is we are going to go to canvas in the wrench. We're going to turn on drawing guide. We're going to go edit drawing guide. I don't really want to work with black, so you can change it to whatever color you would like. But I'm going to go with kind of a magenta-y shade. Now down here is where we're going to change things. So I'm going to actually press the symmetry button. And here, if you want to like whatever you draw on this side to appear over here, you can be just fine, like as it is, you can press done. But we're actually going to go to options. So this is the vertical option. This is the horizontal option. Then we can also divide it into quadrants. So it'll repeat 4 times, or you can go to a radial way. So today we're going to go ahead and do them kind of all over, but to get it quicker, we're going to do it as a quadrant. So I'm going to press done. Now everything that I draw on this layer is actually going to repeat itself each time. So to make things easier, I'm going to go into the same painting brush section. I'm going to press round brush, which is a default brush, and I haven't changed the size or anything. We're still at about, I don't remember what we were at. Let's go see. Let's go a little bit bigger. Let's go with about 5. So what I want to do here is I'm just going to zoom. Well, I want you guys to be able to see it. So I guess I won't zoom in majorly. Well, how about this? For this part, we're going to do it YouTube format, but of course you could do it the other way and make this for Instagram too. And since we're doing flowers, no words, nothing that is super specific, it is a-okay. So this way you can see it repeat. I'm just gonna like do some little petals here, so kind of create like an asterisk. Oh, the last one was definitely not centered. And as you guys can see, it is repeating in all of the different quadrants. So I'm going to put some off-centered. I'm going to zoom in and do some bigger ones. I'll do some little guys. And now we've got the corners covered, and I'm really liking how that looks. So while I'm still in the same thing, I'm going to go grab a yellow shade and I'm going to put in the little flower centers. And again, it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to repeat exactly everywhere. Still using the same brush. And there you go. You have your little filters here. You can go turn your drawing guide off. It doesn't really matter, but you are good to go. So this one is perfect because this one can be used for YouTube because it works perfectly this way, but it'll also work great on Instagram if you go this direction. And same thing, you only want to have this layer selected. Go to the wrench, press the share it as a PNG. And you can save image or you can airdrop it to a nearby device, which makes it super easy. And I will actually put it here on the video too, so you guys are seeing what we just made. I really like that one because it's super simple, cute, and easy to make. And this one's multi-use because I can save it to my phone. I can save it to my computer to use it for YouTube videos. Like, there's just so much that you can do with this, which I think is really, really fun. And that one is utilizing the symmetry tool and using the quadrant option. So next up, let's unselect. Well, hold on. We're going to be organized today, and we're going to go ahead and name this layer. And this is going to be frame 2. So also in the same file, because we're not worried about running it out of layers or anything, I'm going to uncheck this one and I'm going to add a new one. So this one is going to be Instagram specific because we're going to work vertically. And I'm going to stay in the same painting brush section, but we're actually going to go with some more textury looking brush. Let's go in with the, which we want to use. I don't know like what is limited to different Procreate versions, but I think everybody has the acrylic brush. And I think everybody also has the gouache brush. So actually, I think gouache will give us the most see-through texture, which I want to play with here. So let's do gouache. So we are going to kind of create an oceany like look. So let's grab a light blue or something to that extent. And I'm going to have my brush pretty big. Let's sample that and see how big it is. That's pretty big. Let's actually take it down a little bit. Okay, so I have it at 23%. I mean, any percent will work. And I always tend to work at a side view. So I'm going to have this kind of tilted and we're just going to create like a waterway at the bottom. And I don't want it to be a super straight line. You can have it go wavy. Then I'm going to go into the values. I'm going to turn the blacks down, bring the saturation up a bit. I'm going to do the same thing again. There's a very, very faint change, but I'm going to go back, turn down the black, or add more black, bring up the saturation, do the same thing. And as you guys can also kind of see, like there's some see-throughness going on here. And since we have a transparent background, when we save this file, that'll actually transfer to our Instagram image that we're going on top of, which I think is fun. So one last time, add more black, turn up that saturation. And we're going to fill in the bottom half. So now that we have that done, I'm going to go in still on the same brush. So we're using the gouache brush from the painting section. And I'm going to change this to white, which I showed the trick earlier where you go to your disc, double tap the section here, and we're going to add some clouds up here. So I'm going to actually turn the brush size down a bit. And we're going to go up here. I'm going to add some very faint cloud-like shapes. Now, clouds, of course, do not have to be perfect by any means, but I really like how this brush is a bit sheer, so it'll add the actual like depth to it, plus it'll show through on the picture we're posting on top of. So we're going to add 2. Don't worry about this too much at all because it is sheer. Now, at this point, you could leave it like that. You could save it as we did earlier, but I think for today, it would be fun to add some text because you can add text. So far, everything that we have done is on one layer, which is called layer 3 at the moment. But what we're going to do to add some text, so we're going to go to the wrench icon. We're going to press add. We're going to press add text. And you could write it with your pencil, but I'm just going to type it because it's going to save us time and typos. So let's put seize the day. A little cheesy, but why not? I'm going to change the font. Now, Procreate has a whole bunch of built-in fonts, but I've also downloaded a ton of fonts, so I don't know what is from what. So just use whatever you fancy. This one looks pretty cute. Yeah, I'm going to, that's fine. I'm gonna bring them a bit closer together. That looks pretty fun. I'm gonna offset this and put that kind of on the water. That looks cute. Now these are separate layers, and I'm gonna go back to this one real quick. And actually, no, we don't have to do that. We're just going to merge these two because the text is the way I'd like it. I don't want to change anything. So I'm going to merge the layers, and now they're all on one, and we're just going to rename this before we save it. This is frame 3. Okay, so same process as we did earlier. What you are going to do is you're going to press the wrench, you're going to press share, and you're going to press PNG, and you're going to save this as a PNG. You can save it to your iPad, or you can press airdrop and airdrop it to a nearby device, and you are good to go. Now, the difference in this one and both of the others actually is that this one is definitely made for a very specific orientation. Because you have text going this way, this one is really only meant to be used for an Instagram frame for stories, because if I take it like this, like you would for a YouTube video, that wouldn't quite work. That would be the wrong orientation for a YouTube video. So this one is definitely specific, but of course you could just do it in the other direction, have your waves down here, clouds up here, and quote over here, and then it would work for YouTube. But for now, this is just an Instagram exclusive. So now that we have made all these, we've exported them into PNGs, let's go play with them on Instagram stories. Okay, guys, we're back. We are on the phone. I'm testing the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but hopefully you can. So what I have done is right now I have all of the frames plus others that I've made on my phone. I put them all in an album themselves. So it's called Story Frames and Stickers. That way I can easily access them. Now, it kind of looks like there's nothing there, but if I tap on one, you can see that it is there. All the little frames that we made are there. Okay, so you're going to go into your Instagram, you're going to swipe over to your stories, you're going to go up, and you're going to pull in a picture. So let's say I wanted to post this picture. That's fun. And then I'm going to go back to my folder that I had open. And let's say I want to grab these daisies. So I'm going to press a little up arrow, copy photo. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go back over to Instagram, and it should say add sticker. So I'm going to add the sticker. And then I'm going to size it to my Instagram post. And I can go a little bit bigger because we got the ones going off the edge. But it does have that little system in there that's helping you center things, and then your story is ready to go. You can go ahead and type away. I don't know. Why is our default always hello? I don't know why that is. So let's just make that. And you could still add GIFs to it. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go ahead and add one. If you guys type in 25 Sweetpeas on Giphy, you can actually find my GIFs, which is a fun little fact. And then you've got a really fun little cute story to share. And that is how you import one. Now, let's go back and play with the ones where I showed you I had something that was transparent. So let's say I wanted to post this picture of water. Isn't that lovely? Let's make it move. If you hold a picture down that's a live photo, it'll actually turn it into a boomerang, in case you didn't know that. Okay, so this one right here has some transparency down at the bottom. So let's do the same thing. Press the up arrow, copy photo, back into Instagram. It says add sticker. And you can size it the same way as you did before. Your text is there. You can still kind of see through to the texture at the bottom, but also the video that I'm sharing. And that is how you can use your little frames on Instagram stories. Now, same goes for YouTube. Whatever editing software that you use for editing your YouTube videos, you can just import these as like the PNG files and layer it on top of your video. And of course, it's going to be different per person. But if you want to know more about that, let me know, and I will also contemplate doing a video about that. But overall, these are super fun ways you can customize your Instagram stories, but by not like doing much, which is nice, and you get to make it all yourself. So if you have a fun nail art look coming out, or you have a business and you want things to look very branded, you can make your own branded frames. And then I keep things in like my little story grid add-ons. So for the fun of it, I will show you some that I made earlier. So I made some with the same colors that we did. And if I uncheck that, I've also got similar to the Seize the Day one we did. I've got little daisies, but these were much more textured daisies. But I wanted to make sure everything today was very like specific and available on all Procreate forms, and I don't know about that brush. Then I got these botanical leaves, which were fun. I wasn't really sure how those were going to turn out, so. And then I made some fun squiggles. You know, it's just a fun, easy way to create something customized for your Instagram story. And like I said, you can switch them and use them on here on YouTube. So a lot of fun options going on here, and I think that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how to create your own little story frames for Instagram, and really just anything that works at a vertical or horizontal standpoint that you can edit yourself.